Hello and welcome back to the Brighter Podcast. My name is Chelsea.
My name's BatSheva.
And my life is so much brighter thanks to BatSheva.
And my life is infinitely brighter thanks to you, Chelsea.
We love to come on here and share stories, tools, techniques, anything that we feel has helped us navigate our life and make it brighter in hopes that it will also help you along your journey. And we have a really incredible topic today. Actually, something that the whole last year was my guiding light. And I'm really looking forward to this conversation. But before we dive in, let us arrive in this space energetically by taking a few breaths together. So go ahead and let all the air out and take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Take another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Last breath, deepest one, all the way in. And exhale out the mouth. Hello and welcome. Today we are diving into our word of the year for 2026. Yay! How exciting. I don't know about you.
We're in it.
Yeah, I don't know about you, BatSheva, but my words last year for 2025 were trust and balance. And I feel like it really set the tone for my whole year. And I feel like by the end of 2025, I absolutely had achieved both of those things in my life.
Amazing. I actually thought about your word balance a lot too for myself. And then I had chosen love. And I definitely feel especially that I had my first romantic love relationship since my marriage ended almost 4 years ago. That really blossomed and bloomed and opened up like different parts of me. So it was central to my 2025 as well.
And so as we decide what words we're going to choose for 2026, we kind of were talking amongst ourselves before we started the live recording, and we're like, what should we pick? And then we decided that we were going to come on here and kind of talk it out so that you as the listener can kind of see how we get to where we are. And maybe it will help you to choose your word or maybe two words.
And what is the reason, again, that we choose the word, like just to share with everyone why we do this in the first place?
I feel like that it's really something that you wish to achieve for me, it's something that I wish to achieve in my life. It's kind of like the guiding light for the year. Like whenever difficult situations arise, whenever conversations come up, whenever different experiences and circumstances and incidents are there, that we're able to kind of come back to those words. Like for me, trust was big, and like trusting for 2025, trusting that what I was doing was supported, trusting that I was on my right path, trusting that whatever I needed would show up for me, like even if I didn't know how it was going to get there. And then balance was really big for me in 2025. I had felt like I had kind of go back and forth in extremes of doing every single morning routine thing or doing with the dieting or the fasting or like whatever it was kind of like all in or falling off the wagon per se. And so the balance for me was finding that beautiful rhythm and flow of rest and work and play and self-care and just really kind of staying even keeled.
Awesome. I think, we decided to take it on air instead of off air as far as like working out the details for our words for 2026. And I actually wanted Chelsea's help to nail down my word because I kind of already know what the concept is for me that I want to remain rooted in, and I want this concept to anchor me for 2026, but I don't have a word. So can I offer that already?
Yeah, let's dive in.
Okay, let's do it. So, and the context for the way I decided this context is I just became really aware, as I think I've shared on this podcast, of my lifetime prior tendencies to fixate on a romantic or fantasy or intrigue version of, especially of the opposite sex, like a loved one or, person I'm fixated on, whether or not we're actually in a relationship. And it just highlighted for me, having had a relationship this year, 2025, having ended the relationship, but still feeling a lot of feelings coming up and bubbling up, and understanding that I have actually always had, I would say, yes, an addiction to romance and to fantasy. And I believe the reason for that is I have not been enough truly and deeply, solidly, groundedly rooted in my own authentic and genuine day-to-day experience of myself and life, and that it stays there. Like, I had that experience for the 3 years between the marriage and this relationship, but the relationship, I noticed that as it went on, my love for this person grew, and my excitement, my resonance and alignment with the things that I wanted and needed to do for my own soul's development and growth began to just a little bit feel less meaningful to me and less important. And that's kind of a red flag for me, because I gave up so much of myself in my marriage, and I'm the only one who can reclaim that. I don't blame anyone for that. I have to shine the spotlight on myself and see that I didn't know how to stay rooted in my own desires and my own sense of purpose when I was with a loved one, like a romantic partner. And something I'm learning a little bit about people like myself who have this tendency, I think I even mentioned to you, Chelsea, when I went to that SLAA meeting. It's like Sex Love Addicts Anonymous. And just to be clear, for anyone who's never heard of that, which I hadn't before someone recommended it to me, you can go to those meetings and get a lot out of them without having to like check all the boxes like sex addict, love addict. Like, in fact, many people there were more like actually in my situation, which let's say we could call ourselves a romance, fantasy, validation addicts and or intrigue addicts. And I also have some problem calling myself an addict, because words are powerful and we're always changing and evolving. And I don't like the practice of being like, I am, fill in the blank with a negative word, and that is me, and I'm defining myself. So all that said, still, I understood that there's this concept that they brought up. And I remember mentioning it to you, Chelsea, that I was like, maybe it's for anorexics too. Like, I was very confused. Like, is it also eating disorders? And then I'm finding out a little bit more about these meetings. And I think they use anorexia as a term for someone who just that issues totally relationships, like totally doesn't do them at all in order to like not get off balance. And I was like, oh shit. And I might be misrepresenting that, because like I said, I just went to a couple of meetings recently, and I haven't decided myself what my relationship is going to be to them, other than just right now I'm just finding support and information that I'm using to help myself. But like the anorexia, I was thinking, I wonder is that what it was? Like, for those 3 years between my marriage and this relationship, and I didn't even go on an app, and I just was completely closed to having a relationship. But I think anorexia or not, whatever someone might call it, it was very healthy for me, because it was like this container, this cocoon, this bubble of warmth and nourishment spiritually and energetically and all the ways, like for me to build up myself. So anyway, whatever you might call that period, enter the relationship that I just had this summer and this year, and then it ended for, reasons that are private, but I feel very certain that it was the right thing to end the relationship. And at the same time, all these feelings are still kind of distracting me here and there about him and about what I miss about him, and et cetera, et cetera. So thank you for listening to my Audible Russian novel prelude. And now for the main event. So what I want for this year is a word that will keep me rooted in myself, in my own experience, in my own determination, work. And when I use the word work, what I mean is joyful play of the soul, meaning the podcast, the screenplays, the Substack, my band, the things that I am doing that light me the fuck up, that will become my professional life ultimately, that they are already, but they will become more and more fully that. What's the word that will help me stay rooted in my experience and my knowing that I won't get distracted. I can enjoy, I don't have to be anorexic in that sense. I can enjoy a relationship. I can enjoy the romantic company of someone, sexual relationship, etc. And it can grow and it's not going to sweep me away. Am I being clear?
Yes, I completely hear you. And my question is, what words come to mind? Like, what are the words that you think of whenever you think of this? I heard you repeat one a couple times.
Oh, well, that's going to be helpful because I thought when I was thinking about it just over the past week, when I knew this was going to be coming up on our podcast at some point, I kept getting to the word authentic, but I'm not sure if that's strong enough of an image.
To me, I don't know. To me, authentic feels more like just being true to yourself or like being truthful, like not like being fake, not putting on a front. But I don't think that that's the word because, yeah, you are already that. Just, well, what I heard you say multiple times was rooted. So like that feels strong to me.
Yes, it does. And it feels like even cooler than grounded because I just identify with like the roots of a tree. Like lately, I think we used that in our last podcast episode on rest and the importance of rest, like the roots fucking growing, even if I can't always see the tree yet. That's, oh my God, I love that.
And I almost thought even like rooted in joy because that was like your focus is to stay, to follow the joy, to follow what lights you up.
And root chakra, which is like, lately Chelsea has been sharing with me all this wonderful inspirational information from Layla Martin, the Vita method that Chelsea is learning. And the root chakra, which is the cervix in women, who fucking knew that? Because we were always taught that it was like the perineum or the base of the spine, right? Like she was like revealed that, and she studied in India, like Tantra, and for women, it's the cervix. And I was like, holy shit, I never knew that. So that feels also really powerful because that's like the root of my sexual turn on as well. And, that we're learning to send all the energy, the sexual energy up and through each chakra and cycle it and cycle it and recycle it. So I love it for that too. Ooh, I'm loving rooted. I'm loving it, Chelsea. So wait, for our listeners, actually, this is so genius because you can find a partner or friend or even voice journal it yourself, girl. And just like, but like free write or free speak and just share what it is. And then listen back or have them listen for any word that you repeat over and over. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, and something else that I was thinking about is we haven't done this yet, but maybe by the time this episode posts, we have a little kit where if you're watching on the YouTube, then you can see the video. But this is my bracelet for the year for 2025. I haven't made my new one for 2026 because I just came up with it. But it actually comes with like where you can engrave your word and you can put it on there.
Can we have those like available to be ordered?
Yeah, there's like a kit and it comes with the little ring and the ties. And then it has individual letters and then mine have like little hearts on it. So I put trust and balance and then a little heart in between the two on each side. And so that fit on there. So maybe we'll have that available, either a link to buy one or maybe we'll have our own branded one by the time this drops. And you can get it all. You can order it off of our website.
The brighter jewelry kit. Oh my God.
Yay.
That would be really cool.
Your bright intention.
Your bright intention. Yeah.
Or your bright word for the year. Yeah.
And I like that you added rooted in joy. Thank you. Because the rooted is the word, but yes, in joy. Because I had shared with Chelsea like an epiphany I had the other day because I'm writing for the Substack that I'm posting an essay almost every week, a personal essay. And I'm really loving it. I'm getting amazing feedback and some paid subscribers. And what I realized though, when I tried to like grind it out and do it and like there was a little bit of like seeping out of joy from that experience. And then I was just like, no, this fucking does not work. Like I'm not even doing this fucking thing if it's not purely joyful. Like, yes, like sometimes you have to sit down and make yourself do the thing, but it has to be joyful. And then when I reconnected with the joy behind it, the things that really do light me up about creating and writing the Substack, I was like, now I love doing it so much. I love reading it, rereading it, sharing it. And then I realized in myself that I love movies and books and other podcasts where I feel the joy of those creators that they had making it. And that's what I resonate with. And that's what I want to create myself. So yeah, that word, maybe that will be my second word, like rooted and joyful, like rooted and joyful. I'm going to use the word full because my ex-husband and I in our coffee shop, his word was joy, the joy of coffee. And I just want to separate it a little bit from my experience at the coffee shop just to make it my own. So I think I'll say joyful is my second word, rooted and joyful.
Love that. Love it. Well, I've been thinking a little bit about mine, and with me doing this Vita coaching program with Layla Martin and kind of this pleasure journey that I have been on for the last couple months now. I guess it's been almost 3 months, maybe closer to 4, that pleasure is definitely one of the words. It was interesting as I was sitting here, I was kind of like having a couple words go through my mind. And for those of you who heard our podcast on pussy power, pleasure and pussy power, whenever I said pleasure, literally it was vibrations and tingling in my pussy. And so I'm like, that has to be one of them. Yay. And my other word, because I like to have 2 words. And so I feel like that my other word it's going to be like courage was kind of the first thing that came to mind. Courage to share, because I mean, it wasn't that long ago. Well, whenever BatSheva and I first read Mama Gina's book, Pussy, A Reclamation, I feel like neither one of us could even say the word pussy. Like it was kind of, what are we saying? This feels weird. And so it's, even tapping into this realm and this new awakening for me, and then speaking about it. And it's not necessarily speaking about it to people that I don't know or people that I know that are into it, because that's exciting. But it's speaking about it to the people who may be judging or doubtful or critical. And so it's like, am I looking for courage? Or also, the other one was self-worth, like self-worth to receive the pleasure, self-worth to communicate what I have to share and know that it is meant to be and that it's worthy to be shared. So I guess I'm kind of going back between self-worth and then like also courage, like the courage to share openly and to put it out there and to have my voice be heard. And this podcast has been like a huge step for me in that. And having someone to do it with definitely has made it so joyful. And we love getting together and we love brainstorming of what we're going to talk about or what's going on in our lives and how it's impacted us and all these different tools that we use and, just our journey. So that has been a big stepping point. So yeah, what are your thoughts after you've heard me?
I mean, it sounded so perfect, the first word that came out of your mouth, pleasure. Like, fuck yeah. Like I'm witnessing you're coming into your pleasure and it's affected my life in the best ways possible. And I know it's just the beginning. So that's amazing. And I wasn't sure if you meant like pussy as a word of the year or just.
No, I think I was kind of going more between
the courage
self-worth
to say
and
it.
courage.
Yeah. Okay, because I was going to say, because regarding pleasure 100%, and for your second word, I've definitely noticed when you said courage, there was so much power behind it. And for some reason, when you said self-worth, it felt a little like, wah, wah. And I think partly when I think about it, in order to have courage to do the things that you're talking about, like to speak your truth, even when nobody's making it comfortable for you, that means you must already have resilience and self-worth, right? Because you can't fake it if it's real courage. So I think that you already will embody self-worth with the word courage. And I think courage is more active. Yeah, and I really
feel like the courage ties into the pleasure for me, because we're getting a little intimate here on this excerpt. But for me, it's been a lot of courage to speak what it is that I want, or to speak my desires, to speak what turns me on, to speak, to really like get deep on like what that looks like for me. And be 100% vulnerable. And that may be easy for some people. I know that in the groups and the courses that I've been taking, like that is a huge part of it for all the women that are in there, is like actually like speaking up and saying like what they want, or having the courage to ask for the amount of time that it takes for them to come into the space to, we take these 3 breaths whenever we begin each episode to kind of arrive. And as I was explaining to my husband, like our dynamic, he is very capable of saying, I'm going to shut it down for 10 minutes. I'm going to have a 10-minute nap. And that looks like literally him going over, sitting or lying down, closing his eyes, and he's snoring in less than 1 minute. And he gets that 10 minutes in and he wakes up and he's like ready to go. I said, okay, for me, it's like, okay, I need 10 minutes to kind of do a loop around the house of what do I need to turn off or make sure is okay so that I can lay down and rest. Then I need 10 minutes to kind of wind down and just shut my brain down so that I can actually rest. And then I need the 10 minutes. And then I need 10 minutes to come back, to wake up, to kind of get back up and be ready to go. So I need 40 minutes for a 10-minute nap. And it's the same with my turn on and my pleasure. And so it's the courage to actually speak up for what it is that I need and I desire. And so I feel like that those 2 are going to be my 2 words.
Oh, I love it so much. And thank you for sharing that, like, very intimate piece of your life and everything, because it's so relatable. And I would pretty much guarantee that 99% of women have that experience. We all are raised in a very male-dominated culture. And it's not the men of our generation's fault. They grew up in it too. And so we're all being taught, like, the values of this male-centric sexuality as values that we should all have equally. Like, we should want the quickie and we should be able to come simultaneously with the guy, and we should, versus like, whoa, like, actually, how does my body work? The book that I think we've mentioned before in the pleasure episode, Come As You Are, is like the fucking best book ever, because it just is like all she basically says in however many hundreds of pages in different ways over and over and over is like the way that what you need in order to feel good and pleasure and ultimately orgasm is correct. Like, that's what she's saying over and over. It's normal. Whatever is going on with you, it's normal, like, no matter what.
Such beautiful permission there too, and just acceptance and love. Well, that feels like the end.
I think we wrapped it.
Yeah, we hope that you are able to talk it out, think it out, write it out, figure out what it is that you are calling in this year, 2026, in order to help you stay on course to whenever the path feels like it's really dark and lonely, for it to be that little bright, glistening light, your little word. And maybe it ends up being a bracelet that you get to look down at and have your word or 2 words on there that help you to stay rooted and joyful and courageous and in pleasure. Or,
Yes.
maybe yours is completely different. And just like the Come As You Are book, that's exactly right. That's perfect for you.
Perfect. Perfectly normal. I love it. So yeah, please do check our socials and or website for the link to get your own Word of the Year bracelet or ring making kit, because that's really cool and fun. And make sure, if you're not already, to subscribe to our podcast and share it with friends, because sharing is caring.
Subscribe, comment, DM us. And so we will close it off how we have always, which is with a daily W. So if you're just now tuning in, that is 1 win, 1 wow, and 1 wish. And so I will begin. My win for today is that I got in the cold plunge for the full time. It was so cold. Oh my gosh.
What is the full time for you right now? Like, how many minutes is
that? It's like 4.5 minutes. I have
that's crazy.
A whole list of prayers that I go through. And oh my gosh, like, it was the coldest it's been colder in there, but I haven't stayed in the full time. I've like cut it short to like 2 minutes, or one time it was even like 1 minute, 23 seconds. So yeah, it was really cold today and I did it. I think it was probably like 36 degrees, 35 degrees in there maybe. And my wow, what I'm grateful for is I am so grateful for BatSheva and for this platform and community and just the journey that I've been on. I feel like all the stuff that we share, all the stuff that we talk about, everything, like the relationship that we have together, has really helped me to just feel supported and loved and strong, like that I can move through all these things and that it's going to be okay. And it's helped me to really feel through it and work with the different emotions and expressions of them in a healthy way. And ultimately, that contributes to my joy, my happiness, my health, and all of those that I am able to share that with.
So beautiful. I completely feel exactly the same. And thank you for expressing that. And I really do want to invite the listeners, whoever is hearing this, if it's one person, if it's millions of people, anything in between, to know that you are not alone. And the whole purpose of us bringing our friendship publicly like this to all of you is to invite you in as well to be witnessed. So just know that at any time you can reach out in any way you want. You are not alone. We promise. And my wish is going to be in relation to these beautiful, incredible, grounded, rooted words that we're choosing for 2026. For me and for you and for all of our listeners, may we walk within the parameters of these words this year, 2026, and may they allow us to expand and bloom and blossom into the very highest potential for this year that we have, and to feel it and to witness ourselves really evolving and to be proud of ourselves for how we are growing. That's my wish. It's kind of a long wish.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for your love, your support, your encouragement. We love you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.